I also want to apologize to anyone who was offended. It has never been and will never be my intention to hurt or offend anyone.
We love you.
In light of a recent controversy I covered in my last video, I was reminded of the YouTuber Brooke Houts. Brooke was an up-and-coming content creator who made a fatal mistake, one that completely destroyed her reputation, and it all has to do with her treatment of animals, specifically her dog Sphinx. Today I want to look back at this controversy and analyze her multitude of responses that failed to save her online career. Brooke started her YouTube channel in November 2015 during her junior year of high school. The following year, her channel would see rapid growth, mainly due to her vlogs, prank videos, makeup tutorials, and even storytime videos. She was clearly inspired by channels like TehMimi, who would clickbait people with crazy stories in order to get views.
He fucked me with a toothbrush!
Some of Brooke's biggest hits were videos where she describes her supposed haunting, claiming that a ghost followed her home from work. I tried watching these, but they're super fucking boring. I'll play a clip, but here's a timestamp if you want to skip it. I don't want any of my viewers to get seizures from hearing her annoying Valley Girl voice.
There's been so many times where I've been downstairs and especially in my kitchen. I'll just be making food, probably potatoes because like, you know me. You know, your girl's hungry, I gotta eat, I gotta get some food in my body. And then I'll get rudely interrupted, might I add. Excuse me, ghost, excuse me. Because I'll see movement out of the corner of my eye and it'll look like a person is standing there or a shadow, or I'll see like a white flash, or I'll just see like a figure, and then I'll look and nothing will be there. And sometimes I do think my mind is playing tricks on me because I'll look over and it'll really be like a dark jacket or something like that. But other times I'll look over and it'll just straight up be a blank wall. Sometimes there's just no explanation. Keeps things interesting in the Houts household, let me tell you. Every day is an adventure.
If you're going to claim a ghost followed you home, you might as well go all out. Film yourself sleeping, and allow the ghost to go gorilla mode on you.
What the Lizzie!
Seemingly after high school, Brooke would move out to Los Angeles, stupidly thinking she could become a successful actress. To my knowledge, the only significant acting role she got was in an obscure show called Interracial, where she plays a girl named Molly, who cheats on her boyfriend with her black friend, essentially cucking him.
Stay. It's perfect. For what? We have this whole room to ourselves. We can just talk. Yeah, no, just stay for 5 minutes. Just hear me out.
For what? What you mean?
Please, just talk. No, just talk with me.
Oh
please,
my god. Oh, fuck it.
By mid-2018, she reached 300,000 subscribers, though her views soon dipped. The market for beauty vloggers became oversaturated during the late 2010s, and Brooke's content wasn't anything special. What did begin to attract more viewers was content she produced of her new puppy, Sphinx. Sphinx is a Doberman, a very hyperactive and large breed that definitely requires more training than most dogs.
One of the reasons why I got a Doberman is because they do learn so quickly. He is a puppy, he's 10 months old, he just turned 10 months old probably when you're watching this. We've already done so much today, we've already gone on a walk. I've played with him, he's played with Wednesday for like an hour. He's like run around the living room, he's done zoomies, he's done laps, sister. We could go on like a 4-hour hike, bro, and he would not be asleep. He would be ready to play. Dobermans, if you don't know, are very high energy task dogs.
Brooke adopted him in late 2018, claiming she got him off Craigslist. If I had a nickel for every time the alleged dog abuser got their pet off Craigslist, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right? The content she produced with Sphinx became pretty popular, usually reaching over 500,000 views. That's pretty damn good, especially compared to her other content, which would struggle to reach 50,000 views. After watching some of these videos, I honestly get the impression that she's butthurt about this, as most of her viewers tuned in to watch her dog, and not her.
I'm sorry if you can't see my face right now. Actually, I'm not sorry. This is all you want to see anyway. This is now Sphinx channel. Can you say subscribe? I have to go to Target, get him dog food, get myself a new razor, which no one cares about because this video is about Sphinx. But yeah, that's facts.
Some viewers would question her training of Sphinx, such as the use of a prong collar, though it's not like those types of collars are meant to choke the dog, as many wrongfully assume. Though there were actual red flags presented in these vlogs, such as one where she admits to letting her dog sleep in a dark closet. the excuse being that our bedroom is too bright.
Every morning what happens is he wakes me up by whining. He's crate trained, so he sleeps in his crate, which I put in the closet, which you might be like, isn't that like kind of low-key Harry Potter, bro? Like, why would you put your dog in the closet to go to bed? In my room, one of the blinds are broken. No jumping. This is going so well. In my room, one of the blinds are broken, so I can't close my window all the way. At least where I live in LA, it's very bright all the time. The smog really just lights up the sky at night, you know what I'm saying? You can see basically most of LA from my window, so all the city lights come in and it's super bright, and it's hard for him to sleep when it's like really bright. I mean, I know that sounds kind of weird. He's more calm when he's like in complete darkness, obviously, at night, and your girl wants a full night's sleep.
Brooke just chucks her dog into the pit of despair every night. Got him locked up in solitary confinement, instead of simply putting his kennel in the living room. Even stranger is that, in this same vlog, she talks about how Sphinx was attacked by another dog. Instead of immediately taking him to the vet, she says it's best to wait it out.
The reason why I thought today would be a great day to do a day in the life of Sphinx is because I have a vet appointment for him at 5:30 p.m. I think. If you don't know, another dog attacked him at the dog park a couple weeks ago, and he's had a limp ever since then. Actually, in the past couple days, it's gotten so much better. They say you're supposed to wait to see if it goes away on its own because it could have just been like a sprain or something.
It's like if your kid got his leg broken, and instead of rushing him to the ER, you just tell him to walk it off. The injury wasn't anything small either. She mentions not being able to walk him around the neighborhood.
The thing is, I don't want him to get too much exercise right now. Like, I don't want him to put too much strain on his leg because it's already kind of injured still. And I don't want to make it worse. Like, I want to make sure he's healing. So right now, I'm not really taking him on walks around the neighborhood, also because I can tell it's uncomfortable for him. It's not just like an excuse. I'm not like, I'm lazy and I don't want to walk.
Brooke ended up canceling this vet appointment, funnily enough, claiming the injury got better.
I actually canceled his appointment at 5 o'clock because he's doing so much better, and honestly, I think he's healing just fine on his own. I think it's exactly what I thought it was, just a sprain. Stop jumping on me.
Now, even if you believe her on that, she really should have taken him to the vet regardless, because Sphinx needed his shots.
I just want to make sure that he's all good, get him checked out. I think he's also due for like a couple more shots, so we shall see.
Brooke is an anti-vaxxer, completely confirmed. Sphinx totally doesn't need those shots. After getting bitten in the leg by another dog, fuck his health. She needed to stay home and film more vlogs. This expensive LA apartment isn't going to pay for itself. But those details are minor when compared to her next doggy vlog, a video titled Plastic Wrap Prank on My Doberman, which she uploaded on August 6, 2019. The video premise was already strange enough, with her trying to pull a little goof on her 8-month-old puppy by having him run into plastic wrap.
Okay guys, what's up everyone? It's your girl Brooke here today. For this video, I wanted to prank my dog. She's over there. I put plastic wrap on the door. I'm gonna have him run out. We're just gonna see what he does. I don't know. Okay. I get it. That was too easy.
This prank doesn't really work, but it's jarring that she's trying it in the first place. What's the joke here exactly? That your dog is gonna run into the plastic like a skit of an old Wile E. Coyote cartoon? But this wasn't what upset people. It was instead footage that Brooke accidentally left in. Now usually, if this sort of thing happens, it's a simple mistake, where the person leaves in footage of a bad take, or them doing something gross. Nothing to worry about.
So this little infographic, as you can see right over here, is all cutesy. This was a... Now if you're looking at this cutesy little infographic...
But Brooke left in an entire minute-long blooper where she beats the shit out of her dog. No, I'm not shitting you. I can't show most of this due to YouTube's TOS, but I'll describe it the best I can. I'll leave links to the archived footage if you want to verify anything I'm saying. Brooke can be seen pushing Sphinx to the ground, yelling into his ear, and spitting on him, like she were a shitty meme turned crypto scammer.
Well, as you can tell... Stop!
Sphinx continues running around, trying to be playful, which easily annoys Brooke. She resorts to pushing him aggressively, before yelling at him to lay down.
We love you. We love you, or whatever. We love you. We love you.
Yeah, how the fuck do you leave that in the video? It reminds me of that mom who recorded her son crying and forgot to edit out her instructions.
Act like you're crying. Really quick.
I am crying.
Go like this.
No, Mom, I'm actually seriously crying.
No, I know, but go like this for the video.
This behavior from Brooke is abusive. She's hitting her dog and causing unnecessary harm because he made the grave mistake of not sitting still for a YouTube video.
Stupid dog! You made me look bad!
It's behavior Brooke herself would criticize. I mean, she even said that dogs respond badly to punishment training.
Dogs do not respond well to punishment training where there's like a punishment or a backlash for not doing the right thing. So that's just how we do it.
Brooke would issue a Twitter response that exact same day, writing it out on her phone's Notes app, which I feel like makes you automatically guilty. I won't read out the whole thing for time's sake, but I'll go over the main points. It has a bad start to it, with Brooke admitting that this apology won't be effective. She claims she was in a bad mental state when the video was filmed, though simultaneously says she isn't trying to play the victim card. It's such a great excuse. More people should try this in their apologies. Maybe Alex should have brought this point up. Finally, a good justification for beating his girlfriend. He was just having a bad day, guys. He woke up on the wrong side of the bed that morning. Brooke's next excuse is that her dog wasn't in audible pain, as if he has to be whimpering and whining for it to be abused. She denies the Haktua allegations, saying she never spit on her dog, even though you can hear her do it. Brooke ends the response by saying she'll train him more, and won't ever hit her dog again, though this statement failed to convince people. One of the biggest voices against Brooke was Logan Paul, which is funny for multiple reasons. For one, he calls her out on being performative and inauthentic, which I do agree with, despite the hypocrisy. She definitely is fake in terms of her online persona, putting on an act to seem cheery and unproblematic. Logan also calls Brooke's behavior grotesque, which it definitely is, but this is coming from the same guy who abandoned his pet pig, possibly leaving it to die, and also took a fish out of its pond in order to perform CPR on it.
He's still breathing.
Yo, I feel like putting him on land is not...
What do I do?
No.
CPR?
No, dude, I think
No.
putting him on
Put him
land
back.
is worse. Put him back in the water.
Okay, you gotta get oxygen circulating through his lungs. I'm not a doctor, but I do know the more oxygen that's in your lungs, the more better you're able to live.
So I think the ultimate life lesson here is to never trust YouTube vloggers around animals. It's almost as bad as trusting a Minecraft YouTuber around kids. I don't doubt Logan was upset by the controversy, but I'm sure he'd be okay with it if Brooke hung Sphinx in the suicide forest. A petition was made on change.org to remove Brooke off YouTube, with it receiving more than 1,800 signatures. It clearly wasn't enough to get YouTube's attention, though Brooke did remove the video on her own. She re-uploaded it the next day, with the offending footage removed, as if that'll help at all. On August 8th, it was reported by The Verge that the LAPD was now involved. They said, "Our Animal Cruelty Task Force has received numerous complaints about the video you're speaking of, and we are currently looking into the matter."
The LAPD is confirming to Eyewitness News this morning that the department is investigating a well-known YouTuber for animal abuse. This is the most recent post by Brooke Houts, but not the video that's being investigated. That video is uncut footage of her and her dog, which is still in training. It shows her pushing the Doberman around and yelling at him. Houts apologized on Twitter, acknowledging she should have reacted differently, but says she is not an animal abuser and her dog was never hurt.
This investigation ended up going nowhere. The LAPD told BuzzFeed that Brooke's actions didn't rise to the level of animal cruelty, though just because they wouldn't criminally charge her for that doesn't mean she's innocent. She was still acting abusively towards her dog, and this decision didn't stop the online outrage. There's this one video I want to highlight from the YouTuber TehMimi, who showcased the previously mentioned red flags. Though one I've declined to mention up until now is speculation that Brooke left Sphinx in her car to a laser hair removal appointment. The reason why is so that she can take him to get his ears wrapped afterwards.
I'm gonna go to Laser Away, and then I'm also bringing Sphinxy Boy because we have to go and get his ears wrapped again. I'll explain that process more in the car, but we need to go. Only in LA does it take 20 minutes to drive 3 miles. This actually works out though, because I thought it was gonna be 30 minutes to get there and we would have been kind of late, but it looks like we're gonna get there just in time, so God bless, hallelujah. Anyway, like I said, we're getting my puppy's ears wrapped again. If you guys don't know, he got his ears cropped a while ago. Don't worry, I did it in the most literal, humane way, most expensive way possible. When I tell people that, they freak out. They act like I took him into a back alley somewhere and had a guy
with scissors do it for $5.
Tay suspects that Brooke later cancelled Sphinx's appointment, as by the end of the video, he's shown to have had his ears wrapped. so I think it's safe to assume that she left her dog in the car for no reason, leaving him to burn up in the hot Californian sun.
Michael, don't leave me here. Michael.
On September 19th, Brooke would take another shot at making an apology, this time in the form of a video. And in my opinion, this is one of the worst apologies in YouTube history. It's nowhere near as bad as Colleen Ballinger's or Sienna May's, but it is up there. Brooke starts out by, I guess, thanking people for talking about this controversy.
I want to say thank you to anyone who has reached out about this topic or engaged in this discussion over the past month or so. I just want to genuinely say thank you, because I think as a society, it is so important that we continue to talk about things we feel need to be talked about.
Guys, as a society, we have to stop hitting our dogs. Look at Batman, that guy hits dogs.
And I also want to apologize to anyone who was offended. It has never been and will never be my intention to hurt or offend anyone, ever.
I'm glad you first apologized for hurting people's feelings, and not for brutalizing your dog like you were Kenshiro.
I'm not gonna sit here and try to justify my actions. I'm just not gonna do that. But
I'm not gonna try and justify my actions, but
what I will say is I have never intentionally, willfully, or maliciously hurt an animal, and I never will. What I have done, however, is I've taken this time, this past month or so, to further educate myself in animal training and in animals in general.
I didn't hit my dog maliciously. Yeah, that checks out. You apparently had no control over yourself. The only way for her to hit Sphinx maliciously was if it was by accident. I don't think you can accidentally shove, spit, and scream at your dog all in unison, unless somehow a demon took control of her mind and forced her to do these things. Brooke also claims she's gonna take the time to learn about animals, which she should have done in the first place before getting a dog like this. I don't think someone like Brooke should be near animals, but she keeps finding a way.
I'm now a volunteer at a local animal welfare organization, and so I'm really happy and excited about that.
Yep, after being called out for abusing an animal, she's now working at an animal welfare organization. It's like allowing EDP 445 to work at a daycare after the Alex Rosen sting. Those kids better not have a cupcake in their lunchbox. Brooke then encourages random people who see her out in public to approach her, naively thinking they treat her with respect.
So, thank you for speaking out about things that matter to you. I don't know if anyone has ever said this. This might sound kind of weird, but I just want to encourage you that if you see me in public, I want you to come up to me. Have a genuine conversation with me. I would love to get to know you, and I would love for you to get to know me. And for any YouTuber or other influencers or other public figures even who have commented on this situation, I pray that one day we can meet, because I would love to show you who I really am, and I would love to show you my true heart and personality.
Hey, aren't you that bitch who beat up her dog? I just can't imagine Brooke's dream scenario happening. Did anyone else see Brooke out in public and actually try to talk to her? There's probably 200 other wannabe influencers walking around LA. She's not exactly easy to spot. Brooke then ends the video by saying she'll donate the proceeds to another animal welfare organization, and then she tries forcing a tear in order to fake cry. This didn't go over well, with the hordes of negative comments leading Brooke to eventually delete the apology. By 2020, the rest of the channel had been purged of content, and she went quiet on social media. That was until the YouTuber Chris Mangos decided to interview her for a mini documentary. Chris tries to present this as an unbiased look into the real Brooke Houts, the Brooke we don't normally get to see on camera. But this dude has a clear personal bias, as he's friends with Brooke's old roommate, which is how he managed to score this interview in the first place. He pretty much spends the whole video glazing her up, presenting her as an innocent victim of cancel culture.
When people hear the name Brooke Houts, they automatically see her as her scandal. The second I told my friends that I wanted to do this video, they all said the same exact thing: don't do it. Probably because of the outcome, that I would get a lot of hate, or just because they thought that this person didn't deserve another chance. But that's not who I am. Our generation is quick to cancel people just because of their mistakes, and I'm the person that wants to know why they did it and who are they personally. So I did this video to get all the answers everyone has been wondering.
Despite Brooke trying to own up to her actions, she still downplays the hell out of it.
There was no reason for me to ever do that, and so it's just what happened, unfortunately. And like every day I think about it, and every day, of course, I wish that I had done things differently and that I hadn't had made that mistake. But again, I do believe that everything happens for a reason, and because that video, you know, got put out there for everyone to see, I learned so much, and I still continue to learn every single day.
The interview didn't gain a lot of traction, only having 22,000 views, and all the comments are shitting on this guy, and rightfully so. This is like Walmart Shane Dawson. Holy shit. David Barco is spittin'. So, a month later on March 6, 2020, Brooke began uploading on YouTube again. She put out this video titled, Where I've Been, which is just 12 minutes of her rambling. She merely alludes to the controversy with Sphinx, being as vague as possible in order to sweep it under the rug. She mentions going to therapy and now wants to make videos for herself and not her audience.
I want to create videos that I want to create for myself, and it took me a while to realize that, as simple as it sounds. For a while I was thinking, well, what would people want to see? What would make people happy to see on my channel? And the response to that would be to delete it. No, I'm kidding.
Honestly, Brooke, I wouldn't be so quick to ignore that advice, especially seeing the content she would end up putting out. During her time away, Brooke met a man named Teale, who is clearly a big fan of hers. She became extremely religious, and began incorporating that aspect of her life into her content, to a very obnoxious degree.
I pray you give us your wisdom today. I pray you give us your strength, give us your guidance, give us your love, give us your peace. Help us just remember to keep you in front of all things that we do, Lord, no matter what it is. But I pray you give us the wisdom today to make some awesome, awesome content. Content that's going to glorify you, God. Content that you would want us to post, that you want other people to see, Lord. Just please use us, please speak through us, both of us. Use our bodies, use our souls, Lord. Help us glorify you in all we do. You put us here for a reason. We know that. We understand that. Help us just full charge, take that head on, Lord, and give you all the glory each and every way, or each and every step of the way.
You know, maybe this strategy works. Maybe before I record these videos, I should pray to God and make myself feel better. Thank you, God, for allowing me to bully poor breadtubers and porn-addicted freaks. With this, I will spread your wisdom and help fix this broken YouTube ecosystem. After only living with this guy for a few months, they moved back to her home state of Idaho, where they began producing more vlogs on their channel, Brooke and Teale, which failed to take off. They did this to try and avoid the hate still ruminating from the dog drama, as the main channel videos kept getting mass disliked. But besides hate watchers, nobody really cared about these vlogs. Instead of ignoring this hate, Brooke, and especially her boyfriend Teale, chose to keep responding to it. They kept using their religion as a shield, claiming that God forgave her, so you should too.
It's about spreading the love of Jesus, because if you know Jesus, you have a relationship with our Creator, you understand love a little bit better and how unconditional that is. And you believe in change, you believe in repenting, you believe in grace, you believe in growing from your mistakes. It completely changes your perspective on life.
Now, I'm sure this is sound logic for a deeply religious Christian, but for other people, this strategy doesn't work. Especially when it comes to YouTubers. We are clearly the furthest thing from God. Most content creators who try super hard to seem wholesome and virtuous are probably just overcompensating for being massive assholes. Not me though, I'm just straight up an asshole. Just because someone says they've changed for the better, doesn't mean their audience will automatically believe them. It takes more than saying it. It takes demonstrating that over a decent length of time. Brooke or Teale haven't done anything to show she's improved. They've instead been trying to virtue signal. In September 2020, Brooke would make another attempt at doing an apology video, releasing an 80-minute long video titled The Full Dog Story 1 year later. I'm not going to go through all of it, as it's her once again rambling on about random shit. Watching this at 2x speed still wasn't enough. I'd literally rather watch a Tommy Innit stand-up special. This video is only notable because Brooke finally apologizes for abusing her dog, and clarifies there's never been any other instances of her hitting Sphinx.
And I want to say that I am so sorry for the way that I treated my dog in that video. I want to apologize for my actions, and I want you to know that I take full accountability and full responsibility for what I did. It was completely wrong. It should have never happened in the first place. But I want you to know that it also never happened before that video. Things never escalated to that point, and it never happened after that video. That was a one-time occurrence that things escalated to that point. And what I mean by that is, of course, I've gotten frustrated or angry with my dog in the past. I've yelled at him. I've had moments of anger with my dog. But have I ever pushed him to the ground like that, slapped him, spit on him, which I'll explain later? Have I ever done anything like that in my entire life? No, that has never happened before, and it never happened after that video either.
She then brings up her first apology video, owning up to how terrible it is, though she gives a really bizarre excuse. She claims the police instructed her to not publicly apologize for hitting Sphinx.
This is exactly what I wanted to do with you guys on camera for the past year of my life. And I felt like I could not do that because the police told me that I was not allowed to make a video saying that I was sorry. I was not allowed to apologize to you guys for what I did, and I was not allowed to apologize in general for what I did.
This to me sounds like a flimsy excuse. The police probably just told her to avoid talking about it publicly for her own well-being, and she ignored it due to her incessant need to set the record straight. I don't think they were going to arrest her for making a shitty apology video, though in this case, maybe they should've. The next hour of this video is Teale giving this long, dramatic, motivational speech, encouraging people to see the good side of Brooke. It again comes off as performative, almost like he's auditioning to become a televangelist.
Guys, if you cared about the situation and we cared about the dog, we cared about the situation Brooke was put in, we would want better for Brooke. We would want better for the dog that Brooke was in here. So let's not put someone down for doing that mistake that they've already said I was wrong for. That was a mistake. I'm forgiven for that. Let's not continue to tear them down, because where is that going to get you? Where's it going to get me? Where's it going to get any of us? What power do we have? What judgment do we have? What say do you have when we die? We take our last breath. What say do you have about what Brooke Houts did to her dog? You tell me. And I'm getting so passionate. I get so energetic. I'm screaming right now, guys, because I feel this fire. I feel this fuel inside of me. That so many people need to hear this. Because so many people get wrapped up in this hate and this evil. And I'm not just talking about the Brooke situation. Look at our lives. Look at the world right now. Look at America right now. Look at the evil. Look at the hate. Look at the sadness taking place in this world. Look around you right now. Look around you.
Now, despite what you'd think, things didn't get better from here. On January 14th, 2021, Brooke put out a video titled, "Where is Sphinx?", which was meant to quell recent concerns. Sphinx had stopped appearing in her more recent vlogs and wasn't showing up in any Instagram posts. So here she explains that she gave him away.
The biggest thing was finding a place where he would be safe and happy, where he would have enough room to run around, where he would be loved and cared for in the proper way by a new family. So we reached out to close family and friends, and we actually found a family that was a perfect match. We ended up going with a close friend who had a huge enclosed backyard, which was perfect for him to run around in and be safe in. We felt really good about that. They also have a big dog that he is now best friends with. It's the most amazing thing. It's honestly the perfect situation, such a godsend. They also have kids that are home all the time. They can watch over him, care for him, and they think that he's the coolest dog ever, which is really awesome. I also get text updates and photos of him sent to me all the time. I can go see him whenever I want, so it really ended up being perfect. I don't want anyone else to ever have to go through what we went through, so please, if you have a puppy, take the time to train them. That's a lesson that I had to learn the hard way, and I definitely have learned so many lessons over the 2 years that I had Sphinx.
Now there's actually multiple reasons why she gave him away. One is that the Homeowners Association wouldn't allow Sphinx's breed at her new home. Though another reason is that despite receiving professional training, Sphinx wasn't really improving. She even says that Sphinx attacked 4 other dogs, which is nuts.
There are some things that we just could not break him out of through training that became very problematic, unpredictable, and uncontrollable. And this is something we never could have predicted. I never saw this coming, but since moving from LA to where we live now, Sphinx attacked 4 dogs. Luckily, everyone was very, very nice. Every dog and owner that we came into contact with in that unfortunate way
were very, very nice and understanding about the situation. We are so grateful for that, because if anything could have gone wrong, if someone would have pressed charges or sued us, Sphinx could have been put down and we could have lost basically everything.
Okay, Sphinx attacking one dog? That's a bit crazy. It happening twice? That's more than concerning. It happening 3 separate times? Then you have to be the worst dog owner in the world. By that happening 4 times, you need to have your skull checked, because there might be some holes in it from trepanation. On a different note, I think we found a new dog to play Cujo if Hollywood decides to remake it. Following this video, there seems to have not been any other notable uploads. Brooke would end up deleting both her channels in October 2023, finally realizing that, outside Sphinx, nobody really cared about her content. Honestly, I consider this a happy ending for everyone. Sphinx is in a better home, Brooke is probably working a normal job now, and we won't ever have to suffer through any more of her dog shit videos. Or her dog shit acting either.
Hey, what's up?
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? This is my boyfriend's party.
You didn't tell me you were dating this dude?
You didn't want to know. I thought I was just your side chick.
Yeah, but if he's homies with my homie, that calls for a heads up. A simple fucking text. By the way, you're fucking your homie's homeboy's girl. Oh, you got me so fucked up.
Okay, just calm down. We got this.